Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Time Warner Cable Stadium for the 2012 WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament. Our first game of the day is a Division III semifinal featuring the St. Mary Central Zephyrs and the Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op Lightning. We ask all those who are able to please stand, and we ask everyone to please remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet our two teams. First, introducing the non-starters for St. Mary Central. Number 2, Megan Spalding. Number 6, Lee McGurk. Number 9, Megan Verhagen. Number 10, Brooke Albrecht. Number 17, Shannon Holder. Number 21, Catherine Schultz. Number 26, Anya Marker. Number 28, Annie Britt. Number 30, Rebecca Brumbelow. Introducing the non-starters for Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School. Number 13, Mary Hertz. Number 17, Danielle Sales. Number 22, Emily Howe. Number 28, Gabrielle Simon. And now let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the St. Mary Central Zephyrs. Sophomore forward, number 3, Molly Britt. Senior midfield, number 5, Elena Schultz. Sophomore defender, number 8, Erin Buckey. Freshman defender number 12, Cassie Lonzak. Senior midfield number 15, Mary Porter. Sophomore forward number 16, Paige Creek. Sophomore defender number 20, Jenna Thielen. Junior forward number 23, Kelly Kahn. Junior defender number 24, Haley Thielen. Senior midfield number 29, Megan Kellner. And starting in goal, junior number 19, Liam Marker. The head coach for St. Mary Central is Gary Kruger. Now introducing the starting lineup for the Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op Lightning. Freshman midfield number 3, Brett Hayward. Junior forward number 9, Susha Bandoing. Sophomore midfield number 10, Abby Carlson. Freshman defender number 12, Margaret Tovar. Sophomore midfield number 14, Ellen Tyler. Junior defender number 15, Mary Kirk. Senior defender number 16, Brianna Steyer. Sophomore midfield and forward number 18, Hannah Razutek. Sophomore defender number 20, Lainey Thickow. Senior midfield and forward number 27, Jamie Schnuck. And starting in goal, senior number 1, Kelly Swaffer. The head coach for Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School is Jeremy Hedrick. Introducing your officials for this Division III semifinal, Eric Baer, Lenny Kimmel, and Jim Dow. The WIAA requires good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based...
The 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament gets underway here on Semifinal Friday. It's the first of 6 games, the first of 13 hours of state soccer coverage here on FoxSportsWisconsin.com as the Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Lightning battle the St. Mary's Central Zephyrs. We're moving on to the Division III State Championship game against the winner of Oostburg and the Prairie School. And a very pleasant good morning here from Time Warner Cable Stadium at the Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. My name is Matt Menzel. Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School making their maiden voyage here at state, coming in with 19 victories and a couple of defeats. They've won 4 consecutive, 11 of their last 12. For the St. Mary's Central Zephyrs, they were back here at state for the 7th time. This is their 7th appearance in 8 years. They did have 6 consecutive state tournament appearances and came to a close when they failed to qualify for Milwaukee a year ago. The Zephyrs with 22 victories, 1 defeat, a couple of ties, unbeaten in their last 22 games. They lost game number 3, that against the Menasha Blue Jays. Otherwise, they have gone unbeaten ever since. Zephyrs in their Columbia blue, and for the Lightning in their home white, knocking off Lacrosse Aquinas 4-2 in a sectional final to make their maiden voyage here at state, one of a couple of teams new to the Division III field. So the Lightning able to get this first half underway as Jamie Schnuck, a senior in the midfield on the opening kickoff. Schnuck coming in with 6 goals, 4 assists, but one of the top offensive threats of the last 2 sectional games for the Lightning, having scored on 3 occasions. The Lightning out of the Midwest Classic North. Also will have a Midwest Classic South Division representative in our second game. St. Mary's Central out of the Packerland Conference. These are the top 2 teams according to the final Division III state rankings. Ball being set up here by Margaret Tovar. She is one of the 2 freshmen for head coach Jeremy Hedrick. Been at the helm now for a couple of seasons. Squandered last year as a number 1 seed. Upset by Mayville in a sectional semifinal. Mayville qualified for state for the first time in its program history and found themselves on the short end of an overtime loss in a D3 semifinal. But certainly coming into this matchup, the Zephyrs with the experience advantage. Many of these players part of that team a couple of years ago that was here at state. A squad that has finished as a runner-up on a couple of occasions. A state championship came their direction in 2007. For the last 4 times they have been 0-1, including in 2010 against the Prairie School. Breck Hayward, Abby Carlson, part of the midfield attack for the Lightning. And now supporting the captain's pan is Brianna Steyer, a senior defender. Filling for the Zephyrs over there at Kelly Kahn. Kahn coming through with 1 goal and 1 assist. That coming to the team's sectional final, in which the Zephyrs knocked off Eau Claire Regis, who just missed out on qualifying for state for the first time in its program history. As the Zephyrs able to pull away, they scored 4 times, all in about, give or take, a 9-minute span. Ball flying toward Schnuck, the closest Lightning after seeing Kelly Swafford for the first time, the starting senior goalkeeper. listed at 5'8". Swafford with 1,100 plus minutes played with 5 goals allowed and coming in with one of the better goals against average we have seen among the tournament field so far in the first 2 days at 0.33. One of the ways the team has been real successful this year with 16 shutouts. They've outscored their opponents 55-7 coming in, including 10-2 here in the playoffs. Kelly Kahn on the turn with Molly Britt, one of the sophomores at forward. That's the result in a corner kick for the Zephyrs. Off the right-footed strike from Megan Kellner was headed up and out by Brianna Steyer. Off the miss. And the high kick in that box area by Brianna Steyer. The ball set up here for the Zephyrs. A golden opportunity here as they kick toward that south goal. Trying to test Kelly Swafford early on. Defense trying to set up for the Lightning all around that outside post. Kelly Kahn. The 2 Zephyrs flanking the ball. On the one touch, the Zephyrs taking a 1-0 lead. 3:59, and the Zephyrs are on the scoreboard. They're following a high kick in the box area. A 1-touch feed and the score for Kelly Kahn, the junior, her 40th goal on the season, and what is now her 3rd goal of the last 3 games.
Kelly Kahn, assisted by 29.
So Kelly Kahn, by way of the 1-touch pass from Megan Kellner. And for Kellner, picking up assist number 19, that is tops on the team. So the top goal scorer from the top assist getter. And the Zephyrs find themselves in front 1-0 here with 4:20 to go. Gone by here in half number 1. Following the knockdown. Foul here that goes against the Lightning. That's going to be whistled against Jamie Schnuck. Put back into play by Cassie Lonzak, the freshman, one of 6 on the Zephyrs roster. Area number 1 in Division III pretty much the entire season. They have been a top 5 team in Division III for a number of years now. Number 1 this season after being number 2 to Winnebago Lutheran Academy last year, and then number 4 in the final D3 state rankings in 2010. Off the head with Elena Schultz. Now Kelly Kahn. Kahn with their latest goal now with over 40 tallies. 5 coming here in the postseason. That going back to the regional semifinal when regional final when she scored twice in a 6-2 victory against Sturgeon Bay. Sturgeon Bay team that the Zephyrs ramped up their regular season against, only to play them again in the postseason a few days later. Porter. Ahead for Molly Britt. Trying to hook up with Britt, who was cutting down the middle, and ball rolling out of play for another Zephyrs corner kick. Again, that's to be handled by Megan Kellner, picking up the assist on the tally. 3:59 on it. Again, that was all set up by a high kick against the Lightning, in which Kelly Kahn got the 1-touch feed and blasted in her 40th goal of the season. Headed back out toward Ellen Tyler. Tyler against Jenna Thielen, a sophomore on defense for the Zephyrs. Tyler looking to spread the field out to the near side, but it knocked off her cleat, recovered by Brianna Steyer, and knocked again by Mary Kirk. Kirk on defense for the Lightning. And now dropping a 5th defender back there on the St. Mary's Central Zephyrs, who have come into this contest averaging around 4 goals a game. They've outscored their opponents 67-16. A team that has been shut out only on 1 occasion, and they've recorded 8 shutouts, including in that sectional final. Porter. And off the strike by Hannah Ruzitek, the 5'4 sophomore. Ruzitek coming in 6 goals, 1 assist, 13 points. One of 5 players for the Lightning, 10 plus points on the season. Skipping across, Ellen Tyler will send it away for the Lightning. Back out it comes Abby Carlson. Schnuck trying to go right back toward Carlson. As the Zephyrs sending it right back out toward Jenna Thielen. Cross midfield, Ellen Tyler. And now with Shusha Banduin, a junior forward. That far wing, you have Razutek, the ball rolling out of play for an upcoming goal kick here for the Zephyrs. They have Leah Marker as their starting goalkeeper. She had 12 saves in the team's sectional semifinal victory against Assumption. Leah Marker coming in with 1,500 minutes logged, 19 goals allowed, a 0.82 goals against average, 88 saves, and again, has been a big reason why this team has recorded 8 shutouts, 2 over their last 5 games. Back with Cassie Lonzak. And now Marker. Back there between the posts for the Zephyrs. She is one of the 5 juniors, one of the 9 upperclassmen on the 20-player roster for St. Mary's Central. Sent ahead by Gabrielle Simons. Schnuck trying to get a piece of it. She's trying to find the angle off the left foot. That was blocked. And Jamie Schnuck with the opportunity, but blocked before she could even test Marker. Ball being set up in the corner to be Schnuck. Will be in front for the Lightning. They trail by a goal, falling behind 3 minutes and 59 seconds on in. Our first of 6 here on this semifinal Friday. Headed out after Brianna Steyer got a piece of it. And a goal kick for the Zephyrs. As mentioned, the winner of this game will get the winner, Oostburg, against the Prairie School. Oostburg, the other newbie to the Division III field, along with Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op. 3 newbies to the field in all, and on the Division II side, you have Mount Horeb here for the first time. Simons, and a scoop off for Leah Marker. Off the Lightning, out of the Midwest Classic North. Knocked off Palmyra Eagle 2-0 in a regional final before taking care of Lomira 4-0. And able to come back after falling behind a goal early, scoring 3 unanswered in their 4-2 victory against Aquinas. At their path to their first ever state tournament appearance after, again, thoughts were at least last year that they would be a state qualifier and still have most of these same players back intact. Coming in with a 15-player roster. At times that has been an issue for the Lightning as far as numbers and having enough to have 11 out there at one time. Told they benefited from early end of the softball season. A couple of softball players have actually joined the soccer team since that season came to a close. They have bodies out there and bodies on that sideline. Coach Jeremy Hedrick did admit that in the team's game against Aquinas, depth was large with the heat factor. Shot that goes wide for Abby Carlson. Goal kick for the Zephyrs. That seemed to be a story, though, coming out of Division III with the way things played out with the heat factor on Saturday with temperatures well in the 80s with the humidity. Lack at times of depth with give or take in the case of the Lightning, 15 players for the Zephyrs, 20. Both coaches feeling like, the teams came out playing pretty well, but until the heat was a factor by that second half.
Again, that website is
www.carlson.com. Send it back up top toward Gabrielle Simons. Instead, the Zephyrs. That was off the cleat for Brianna Steyer. Tyler. Now Tyler over to Breck Hayward. Carlson. Zephyrs will send it back near midfield on the long run. Bounces out, unable to save it. On the move, Kelly Kahn throwing here for the Lightning. And it goes to Hayward, but taken away by Schultz. Elena Schultz on the centering feed. Britt trying to get a piece of it, but beats the ball by Margaret Tovar. And now Carlson plays it back, eluding some of the pressure oncoming by the Zephyrs and headed downfield, trying to break for it is Jamie Schnuck. And now Tyler. And moving to her left to pick it up is Leah Marker. Marker, the goalkeeper, back in 2010, the last time the Zephyrs qualified for state. But again, a season that will see them lose against the Prairie School in a semifinal, one of the 4 one-and-done trips here to state, in which they lost 4-3, part of a 22-win season. And in that semifinal, Marker, 4 goals allowed, 3 saves. All 7 combined goals in that game played across the way at the Pat Jones Field, scored in the second half. Throwing for the Lightning with Abby Carlson. In it goes to Schnuck. Now set back into the midfield. Just to get by Steyer, but with the backup with Lainey Fickow, a sophomore on defense. In the corner with Abby Carlson. 14th minute here from Time Warner Cable Stadium Uihlein Soccer Park. You have Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op in the all-white, and the St. Mary's Central Zephyrs in the Columbia blue. Trying to connect with Ellen Tyler. That was headed by Simons. Headed again by Tyler. On the lift, going back to where the ball is Margaret Tovar. Just did get in front of Paige Creek. And now that ball rolling out of play. Paige Creek will throw it in for the Zephyrs. Another big issue, and now they're going to point the direction of the Lightning. Other big issue, we talked about the heat and the lack of depth as far as the sectional final concerned Saturday, but the other big factor coming into this game, and we talk about this at any division, but more so Division III level when you look at the schedule and some of the venues, both of these teams trying to get acclimated with the turf and the speed of the game. And that's been well talked about coming into this state semifinal for both of these programs. Not getting many opportunities during the course of the regular season or in the postseason to play on turf. Throwing coming up now for the Lightning as they will go to the bench. Seeing Jamie Schnuck get a breather. She's sporting that knee brace on that right leg. Battling a sore knee. Had a short stint on the bench. Did see some significant playing time nonetheless, though, in that sectional final victory. And replaced the lineup as Emily Howe, a junior forward. Subs in. Howe is looking for her first points on the season. Haley Thielen. Molly Britt. Britt battling against Tovar. Zephyrs will chip kick over to Schultz. And now with Breck Hayward. Again, trying to get that center feed deflected off from Molly Britt. Just off that of Paige Creek. Off the takeaway with Mary Kirk. Kirk now. Stride for stride with Creek. Out to the Lightning. Finished in a first place tie this year in the Midwest Classic Conference North Division. They were co-conference champs this year with Brookfield Academy. That coming a year after a second place finish for the Lightning, finishing 3 games back of the Brookfield Academy in the 2011 standings. During the course of the regular season, the Lightning able to beat Brookfield Academy the first time 1-0 before losing to Brookfield Academy 2-0, one of the 2 times they've been shut out this season. Second to last regular season game before they would go on again. Put together a string of 3 wins, a couple of shutout victories during the postseason. Off the lead feed. Little chip kick that's going to sail wide after the outside pass for the Zephyrs. Here's a look at the replay. Then all set up on the pass from Mary Porter, the senior midfielder. Gonna go outside toward the sophomore forward, Molly Britt. Mary Porter scored a goal last time the team was here at state in that semifinal, that 7 combined goal semifinal. That during her sophomore season. Now the Zephyrs throw in here in the 18th minute. Now their road to state would see them knock off Sturgeon Bay in that regional final 6-2, in which it would then take care of Assumption 3-1 and then Eau Claire Regis 4-0 in a sectional final. Regis has been right there a couple of years now over the last 3 or 4 seasons on the verge of qualifying for state, unable to get anything going after the duration of that first half. Would see the Zephyrs score those aforementioned 4 goals in that 9-minute span. And Molly Britt was able to score twice. Kelly Kahn, a goal and an assist, and then Haley Thielen was able to score once, with Porter picking up one of the assists. So far in this one, it is Kelly Kahn from Megan Keller as the assist. That's the difference maker, 3:59 on in. Kellner on the assist. Carlson able to strike it between a couple of defenders, but off the left cleat. Coming out to fall on top. Leah Marker. Marker not tested all that often against Regis in that sectional final after again having to make a total of 12 saves against Assumption. Not 2 though, again, we'll see the Zephyrs start strong. Up 2-0 by halftime. Up 3-0 before Assumption would get on the scoreboard. Steyer. Carlson. That against Porter. In the back on this near side was trying to connect with Breck Hayward. Throwing for the Zephyrs as they go to the bench. Both teams go to the bench.
Into the Zephyrs lineup.
Gary Kruger, the head coach for St. Mary's Central.
16, Paige Creek. Into the Lightning lineup.
Creek will
27,
get a breather and for the
13,
Lightning.
Jamie
Schnuck, one of the 2 substitutions, back for her second stint under head coach Jeremy Hedrick. Off that with Porter. Tovar got a piece of it. Battle with Britt. Sent away. Upfield for Emily Howe. Howe against Erin Butke, a sophomore defender. Well, too far ahead for Mary Hurt. 2 is only a sophomore, and an 8 underclassmen for the Lightning on their 15-player roster. Again, you have some players, again, just there from a body standpoint. Relatively new to playing the sport of soccer, but here they are at the state soccer tournament. Again, trying to find a way to play their style of soccer. A team likes to use short passes to set up their attack. Having to adjust with the turf and adjust to the quickness of the game. One of the concerns coming in for Jeremy Hedrick, Cordia Chicago grad. So this team trying to find ways to practice on turf throughout the course of the week after they've only pretty much played on this field on one occasion, and that came earlier this season against Whitefish Bay Dominican. A Dominican team that beat the Lightning 1-0 and then lost to the Lightning 5-0 here during the course of the regular season.
Substitutions into the Zephyrs lineup. 29.
As the Zephyrs will bring Megan Kellner back in. Also back in will be Elena Schultz. But that really a concern for the Lightning because typical coach talk, and you get that a lot here at the state tournament when you have a matchup in which the coach is not familiar with the opposition. And typical line is we just got to go out there and play our style of soccer, and that's the case for these 2 teams in preparation for this one. They felt coming in that right now their biggest focus is playing their style of soccer. That will give them the best chance to advance to the championship game, and that, again, a real concern for the Lightning, though, because their style is playing a short game, trying to do so here on the turf. Cover up with Kelly Swafford. Played lights out in that sectional final. Had a couple of big-time saves. Coach Hedrick saying that she was real good in her decision-making process and wouldn't have come out and offer her line to come through and make saves against Aquinas, a team that has been here at state a few times over the last number of seasons. Ellen Tyler doing the maneuver as she will strike it off the right cleat. Scoop up for Leah Marker. A couple of good runs early for Ellen Tyler. Tops in the team with 8 goals scored, 1 assist, 17 points. Lightning coming in with just 55 goals on the year. Their defense has been a staple as well with only the 7 tallies allowed. 8 now with the first half goal for the Zephyrs. Carlson. The Zephyrs will send it up the wing, but that's out of play past the touchline and the throw in here for the Lightning. That's going to be handled by Breck Hayward. So off the back up, Jamie Schnuck, along with Ellen Tyler, potential targets here on the toss-in for Hayward. Over the head of Schnuck and off of Cassie Lonzak. We have seen Lonzak early on match up, mark up against Jamie Schnuck. That is typical for Lonzak, one of the strong defenders on the Zephyr roster, and we say that is only a freshman. Typically matching up with the opposition's top offensive weapon, did so in that Regis sectional final, absolutely helped shut that offense down. And no different here as Lonzak drawing the assignment of Jamie Schnuck. Well, she may not be up there as far as the goal. She does come in number 3 in that category, but Wood did a nice job here in the postseason. Playing some of her best soccer over the last couple of weeks. You look at her 6-goal total, yet at the say more than half of those goals have come in the last 2 postseason games. So again, that's the assignment Lonzak draws early on in this first half. 25th minute for the Zephyrs. Off the clear to Creek, taken away, and Steyer on the clear. Trying to connect with Schnuck. Again marked up by Lonzak. Schnuck now against Lonzak. Lead feed for Tyler, but Zephyrs take it away, and it's played back by Thielen. Schnuck. Now Tyler. And the clear for Jenna Thielen. Sent right back by Fickow. And now Mary Kirk. Lifted up and out of play after Kirk battling with Megan Spalding. Senior on the outside in the midfield for the Zephyrs on their attack. Day 2 under head coach Gary Kruger, thinking about the speed of the game. Spent time with practices this week, Kimberly High School, their football soccer venue. And getting acclimated with the footings, speed. Again, just trying to go out there and trying to find a way to play their style here against the Lightning. Right now they have the 1-goal lead, 3 minutes and 59 seconds on in, with Kelly Kahn tallying playoff goal number 5 off the assist by Megan Kellner. It's off a high leg kick against the Lightning with a perfect setup, and the one tap and the blast from Kahn went to the right side of Kelly Swafford. Schnuck.
Come on, Jamie! Come on, this is it right now.
And again, the Zephyrs will play it back as they take it away. Lonzak before Tyler could get a piece of it. And now Schnuck.
Hustle, Hannah, hustle!
Trying to get around Lonzak. Will. There's a couple of options, but on the center feed was sent away. Haley Thielen getting back defensively. Well, the Lightning did have a couple of options on that latest run, including one right now that sits atop the box. And now that being Susha Banduin, who is right now positioned directly in front of Leah Marker. Knocked down by Carlson. And after McGurk went by, the one hopper marker is there. Abby Carlson in the matchup against Lee McGurk, sophomore midfielder. Cross midfield by Margaret Tovar. 28th minute. Steyer. Schultz. Carlson. Now with Tovar. Offset the pressure and leaves it for Steyer. A little bit of room to dribble. Up the wing, feeds Hayward. Now Hayward over to Ellen Tyler. Knocked away by Schultz, and the Zephyrs send it back into the midfield. That was off the knee of Fickow. Carlson. Again waiting back, Mary Kirk. Played back by Spalding. Stepping in front is Kirk. Got to play as both teams go back to the bench. And this is the Division III state semifinal, the first of 6, well over 13 hours of state soccer coverage on this semifinal Friday. Next game will begin at approximately 11 a.m. between Oostburg and the Prairie School, and then all the way through the day with games at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 8 p.m. before we turn our attention to a 10 a.m. Division III championship game tomorrow. As the Zephyr is trying to get back into that championship game for the third time in this their 7th state tournament appearance, and of course for the Lightning, this their maiden voyage. High hopper over Tyler's head, but as she makes the U-turn, able to get there. A couple of options upfield. We'll leave it for Schnuck. One touch over toward Banduin. Banduin again will position herself atop the box as Schnuck will throw it in. Again sent out of play on the first touch by Thielen. Thielen given way, and oncoming for the Lightning is Ellen Tyler. Goal kick here for the Zephyr. Stay tuned for that Division III state semifinal at 11 a.m. with Oostburg against the Prairie School. Be joined by Ozaki head coach Eric Liebergen. He'll be on the mic for that contest, and for Coach Liebergen, bringing some unique analysis in the sense he's in the same conference with Oostburg, but also his team eliminated in the postseason by the Prairie School. Seeing those two teams firsthand from a coaching standpoint. That coming up following this one at approximately 11 a.m. Porter. Upfield for Kelly Kahn, but hit away before it could get there. And again, the Lightning will just send it downfield. Just beyond the right foot of Mary Porter. Giving it back on the outside. The run being made by Shannon Holder, freshman in that defensive mid. Oncoming was Abby Carlson, but again, plenty of Columbia blue to dump it back on the left side of the midfield. But Carlson now sending it back on the attacking end, looking for Schnuck. Angling back toward this northeast corner. Sends it across. Nice feed, and just missed the hookup. Just missed the hookup with Shusha Banduit. Another look at it is Schnuck. Nice feed across. Banduit in front. Not get a clean touch on it. Nice placement by Schnuck. After Banduit had beat the coverage. Just again cannot get a clean first touch. Taking away that quality opportunity, and Leah Marker able to take away the Lightning's chance to score the equalizer. And Schnuck to Shusha Banduit. Substitution for the Lightning. Will see Banduit get a breather as Gabrielle Simon's back in. And it comes to Hannah Razutek. And now for the Lightning, the option downfield is Simons, who just subbed in. Carlson. Carlson will leave it. Simons trying to get there, but beat to the ball by Elena Schultz. Schultz cuts back in on Gabrielle Simons. Taken away, though, by Danielle Sales. Up top, Schnuck. Looking for the wind-up, but Razutek had it kicked away from behind. She went to recover, knocked it out, and a goal kick for the Zephyrs.
Access the latest news, schedules,
Change being made here in the 33rd minute. A one-goal lead for St. Mary's Central's Division III state semifinal.
Of the WIAA. Get up-to-date
Getting the Zephyrs at 22-1-2 unbeaten in their last 22 games against Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op. 19-2. They've won 4 consecutive and 11 of their last 12 games. Britt falling down, but recovery made by Creek. Moving was Kelly Kahn, but sent to Carlson. Leaves it as the Zephyrs will let it roll out of play for the Zephyr throw it. Schultz. Creek. On the header by Tyler. Schultz. And now Creek on the feed right back. The one-touch pass from Porter. Taken away, and again Razutek trying to find Schnuck, gets the feed right back, and it's now a 3-on-2. The lead feed, Simons. And the offside flag going up. Potential 3-on-2 with Razutek along with Schnuck. On the run, but you had Gabrielle Simons, who was the intended target on the lead feed. Kahn with Mary Porter. Molly Britt. Back out it comes to Porter. Kahn back to Porter. Mary Kirk there defensively. Trying to create some separation as Porter continuing to battle with Kirk into the corner. Looking to send it across, but there's Lainey Fickow. Goal kick for the Lightning. I'll check to the throw in here for the Zephyrs. That with Swafford waiting back between the posts as the Zephyrs on the attack. Trying to connect with Elena Schultz. Back out it comes towards Simons. Again, the Zephyrs leave it back. Upfield with Kelly Kahn. Into the midfield circle with Jenna Thielen. Downfield for Schultz. On the high hop, Elena Schultz. Off the left cleat. Elena Schultz, the senior midfielder. 3 goals, 4 assists, 10 points among the 5 in double figures for scoring. Got in front and then unable to get the bend. The ball bounced right to her feet on by Lainey Fickow, who got beat defensively. Great chance, and then just to the right side of Kelly Swafford's right. Knocked down again by Elena Schultz. Kahn got knocked down, only for Razutek to send it out. Inside of 4 minutes left here in the first half. Porter kicked away by Mary Kirk. This is the first of a guaranteed 12 halves of soccer here on this semifinal Friday. And again, all day long, the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament being streamed live here on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Simultaneously with coverage of the WIAA State Softball Tournament, the 37th annual State Softball Tournament taking place in Madison. Carlson. Zephyrs across midfield. The Page Creek. Kahn on the touch. Leaves it. Long run to make, and in a defensive approach, Tovar. Back out it comes toward Mary Porter. "38th minute. And Schultz sent back out. Now sent out by Brianna Steyer, who is one of the three sporting the captain's bands this morning for the Lightning, along with Jamie Schnuck and the goalkeeper, Kelly Swafford. Been the leaders of this team in their first state appearance. Steyer on the outside with Razutek. Zephyr throwing here in the 38th minute. And now the goal kick for Kelly Swafford. This season has been one of the four that has seen time between the posts for the Lightning, although granted the other three have not played more than 80 minutes or so this season. It's been Swafford's goal to keep. Well, again, 4 seems one of only the few veterans for Jeremy Hedrick's team that was even part of last year's team that was upset in the sectional semifinal. We were talking about that appearance, and just last year the way things played out on the Division III side, you'd eventually have Kettle Moraine Lutheran knocking off Assumption for the Division III championship. Either one of those teams back. In fact, all three divisions will crown a new state champion here in 2012. That Division I side wide open when you factor every team that finished ranked in the top 10, not a single one of them is still playing. 2 that qualified for state and both eliminated yesterday, with Eau Claire Memorial along with DSHA. On the Division II and Division III side, you have all the 4 teams in each division here at state. 3 out of the 4 finishing ranked in the top 5 in both divisions. Carlson trying to fake out Jenna Thielen. Porter there to take it away and leave it back here in the now final 30 seconds. Carlson, Thielen. On the turn by Page Creek. And Britt. Final seconds ticking down as Kelly Kahn upfield, but ball sent out by Mary Kirk. And halftime opponents in our first of 6 in this Division III state semifinal. Halftime with St. Mary's Central on top of Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School. 1-0 thanks to a goal by Kelly Kahn, assisted by Megan Kellner. 3:59 on in. You're watching continuing coverage of the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament from Fox Sports, Wisconsin. It's halftime in our first of 6 here on semifinal Friday in this D3 semi. Right now, the St. Mary's Central Zephyrs on top of Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op. 1-0. The lone tally scored by Kelly Kahn, 40th of the season. Her 5th year in the postseason, off an assist from Megan Kellner. Kellner picking up assist number 19. That's tops on the team. That's the difference maker. 3 minutes and 59 seconds on in. Zephyrs in their Columbia blue. Lightning in their home white. Winner moving on to play at 10 a.m. tomorrow for the Division III state championship against the winner of our second game between Oostburg and the Prairie School. A high leg kick against the Lightning enabled the free kick for the Zephyrs, and one touch from Kellner, and Kelly Kahn was able to pound it in by Kelly Swafford. Underway here in the second half. Kahn up the wing, the pass to Page Creek. Creek will swing it in. Defensively, it's Ellen Tyler sending it out of the box, tracked down by Mary Porter. Porter against Breck Hayward. Now Abby Carlson, along with Hayward, just past the left foot of Shannon Holder. And Porter gives it a ride, but it's wide of the near side post. Mary Porter. Blast. Good 25 yards out or so, able to blast it to the right side of the north end goal. Porter this season, 4 goals, 1 assist, 9 points for the Zephyrs. The goal is free, it's sent away after the attack with Britt along this near side, battling with Swafford. Britt again right there on the doorstep, but Swafford able to haul it in. So a scurry in front at first after Molly Britt along with Kelly Swafford combined. Those two going down, leaving the goal line open, with the defense able to back up the senior keeper and keep it this a 1-goal deficit. Quick start for the Zephyrs here out of halftime. Off the plate of Page Creek. There is Hannah Razutek. And a foul that's whistled against Molly Britt. So far from a speed standpoint, from a game plan standpoint, again, with Tully in the first half, both coaches coming in, trying to find ways to acclimate themselves with the turf and the speed. Zephyrs don't really look all that effective. Jamie Schnuck ties the game. On the outside, off the right cleat after coming toward that outside post was Leah Marker, the keeper for the Zephyrs. From that backside wide open, perfect placement by Jamie Schnuck. And she records her 7th goal of the season. And now for Schnuck, that being goal number 4 over the last 3 playoff games. 41-59 the time of the tally. And the Lightning in their first state tournament appearance are to even with the St. Mary's Central Zephyrs.
Lightning goal scored by number 27,
talking about the
Jamie
adjustments
Schnuck.
and
Unassisted goal by
looking as
Schnuck,
though they
scored in the 42nd
acclimated
minute.
with the turf, that being the Zephyrs. The Lightning, the short pass, they love those short passes. Able to move it upfield, and Jamie Schnuck able to do the rest. And able to blast it by Leah Marker, who came out to cover toward that west post on that south goal, leaving that whole near side, our near side, open. Schnuck able to place it perfectly. Ball off the head with Jenna Thielen in front. Porter on the throw-in, right to Creek. Porter on the header. Back up top, the wind up by Thielen off the short hop. It's called on in by Kelly Swafford. The Lightning who found themselves down a goal early on in their sectional final before they would come back and win that game 4-2 by scoring 3 unanswered. Finding themselves down a goal early, not even 4 minutes into the contest here this morning, but coming out of halftime despite the quick attack by the Zephyrs off the opening second half kickoff. One chance for the Lightning to get downfield, and it's Jamie Schnuck battling a sore knee, able to score her 4th playoff game of the last 3 playoff games. Abby Carlson ahead to Schnuck. Schnuck battling and makes the turn on the outside. We'll leave this. She passes around Longzak. For the most part, Longzak has been outstanding defensively for the Zephyrs. She really hasn't been able to do a whole heck of a lot, with the exception of the shot and score a minute 59 at halftime. Not allowing her to get all that close to be a marker in this game. We've seen Schnuck become more of a passer, trying to hook up with the likes of Ellen Tyler along with Abby Carlson. Schnuck. Back toward the ball is Megan Spalding. I'll check that with Callie Count, position on the near side now for the Zephyrs. McCounty will head it down. Played by Margaret Tovar. Carlson. Now the Zephyrs Trying to work it upfield to Molly Briggs. Stepping in front, though, was Lainey Fickow. Schnuck. Hayward. Sticking the clean out there with Schultz. And Schultz sticking out for a Lightning throw-in. Schnuck coming back toward the ball. That's thrown in by Hayward. That picks up some speed. And the official pointing to the corner, and so the Lightning corner kick opportunity with Abby Carlson. 46th minute. Schnuck and Brianna Steyer will start off up top. They will make the break along with Margaret Tovar. A couple of good targets at 5'7" as Schnuck on the hopper. Got a head on it, but sends it out of play. Goal kick, St. Mary's Central. It's a battle of 1 against 2 on the final D3 state rankings. You have the Zephyrs #1 and the Lightning finishing #2. Even up at 1, 6 minutes out of halftime. Sutek. A whistle and foul against Shusha Banduin. Got a good piece of Leah Marker. Marker slow and getting back up. That collision in front, again involving Banduin, the junior forward for the Lightning. And now Leah Marker just trying to stretch out as the ball to be put back into play. By the Zephyrs being handled by Haley Thielen. Off Porter. Knocked down to go back toward Banduin. Banduin got beat to the ball, now taking the defensive approach. The ball kicked around her and out of play. They have the touchline for the Lightning throw-in from Hannah Razutek. Coach Hedrick along with Coach Kruger. He's going to the bench, so we'll see Gabrielle Simons back in for the Lightning. Zephyrs making a change too as Kellner, who picked the assist on the first goal of this Division III state semifinal, is in. Sent down off of Jamie Schnuck. Lightning scoring their 56th goal this season, again for Jamie Schnuck, #7. You look at some of the individual totals, you have about 4 or 5 players that have all scored about 5, 6, 7 goals here this year. That's pretty much been the story. Hasn't been a so-called one go-to goal scorer, but this is the team effort so far for the Lightning. And now for the Lightning with Brianna Steyer, sent upfield by Lainey Fickow. For the Zephyrs, on their attacking end, they will leave it ahead. Speed being shown. Now the cutting attempt there by Megan Kellner was sent away. Kellner plays it back, will leave it just inside the midfield line for Lonzak. Porter looking upfield. Looking on the wing, trying to cut back in is Megan Kellner. Kellner will swing it in. Knocked away by Swafford. Back at it comes to Ellen Tyler. Great speed by Kahn. Kahn against Tyler, and Tyler will send it upfield on the zip pass for Simons. And plenty of Columbia blue there, but Simons giving it back for Tyler, and now he's trying to go back toward Jamie Schnuck. No doubt the pacing of this game is picked up here out of halftime. Again, the Zephyrs able to quickly, off that kickoff to start the second half, create a couple of chances. But all of a sudden with the Lightning scoring that equalizing goal, pacing picking up back and forth, these teams are gone. 50th minute. That time Schnuck
white Lexus, license plate
Trying to hook up on that attack. Looked like Emily Howe had the run for Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School.
Again, the owner of a white Lexus, license plate 8.
Now Tyler Steyer. Steyer will send it across. Off that is Schnuck. Goal kick for St. Mary's Central. And all 4 of their goals in the first half in their sectional final. The Zephyrs able to score first in this game. Got off to some quick starts. The Lightning able to hold on to just 1 goal in this state court semifinal. The Zephyrs able to jump in front 3-0 in the sectional semifinal, able to jump in front 2-0 and then 3-1 by halftime in the regional final victory against Sturgeon Bay. And once again, it's Kahn that has led the charge, picking up where she's left off over the course of the postseason in this one. Fick out. Kahn the takeaway. Fick out, battling. Coming over to help out Brianna Steyer. Trying to find Ellen Tyler. Steyer on the header. Right to Carlson. And leaving it forward, Schnuck. A lead feed from Haywood back to Schnuck. Schnuck on the pass, trying to find Ellen Tyler up top. Tovar. Again, Schnuck toward Tyler. Tyler moving it on Thielen. Thielen sticking the lime green cleat out there to knock it free. Back in the midfield with Mary Kirk. Giving away on the header, but in comes Mary Porter. Carlson having to hustle back to it. Razutek able to do just that. Great hustle by Razutek, but beat to the ball by Megan Kellner with a better angle. Kellner here in the 53rd minute. Kicked out of play by the Lightning. Jumping back to defensively is Margaret Tovar.
Substitution into the Zephyrs lineup 2. Megan Spalding
entertaining Division III state semifinal. Open up our semifinal Friday between these two. 1 against 2 in Division III, tied at a goal. Again, the energy level has really picked up here in the second half. Both teams up and down that field as Mary Porter playing right back toward Megan Kellner. So a goal kick for Kelly Swafford. The Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School here this season in their maiden state tournament appearance. They got off to an outstanding start. A squad that comes in with 16 shutouts. Most of those came in the first part of their season. Able to start off 8-0 with a grand total of 8 shutouts in their first number of games, including a season opening win against Milwaukee Lutheran, who plays in that competitive North Shore Conference. First loss of the season came against Whitefish Bay Dominican. Again, a team that the Lightning eventually saw on this very field, really the only time they've played on field turf this season. Able to beat Palmyra Eagle in the course of the regular season. Saw them again, beat them again in the postseason. Again, the bulk of their play, the bulk of their season consisting of their 12 conference games. 18 out of their 12 regular season games out of the Midwest Classic North Division. Brookfield Academy again, the team to beat in the Midwest Classic North. Gold Conference champs with the Lightning.
Substitutions into the
outside of that, they played a couple of teams as well from the Midwest Classic South. That was pretty much the non-conference slate for the Lightning this season. But again, they have battled here and shown that they belong, and this not just an upset special, but the Lightning deserving that number 2 seed in their first ever state tournament appearance. Knocked down by Paige Creek, along with Megan Spalding. And you often hear about teams that qualify for state, and some that get here for the first time, and that mindset coming in is, okay, we realized we got here and did so by pulling off upset after upset. And happy to be here, and whatever happens thereafter, so be it. But Lightning, yeah, they're happy to be here, but their coach, Jeremy Hedrick, said, you know, we're coming here to win. Not that any team comes here not to, but one of those teams that isn't just happy to be here, not just a Cinderella story to get here in their first ever tournament appearance. As you're so often here when the teams get here and you look at some of their opponents and some of their results on the regular season docket, questions start to arise about being battle-tested and how a team's going to adapt to the turf and the speed of the game, and facing a team in this case like St. Mary's Central, who has been here before on 7 occasions over the last 8 years and is used to this turf, at least a couple from their first state tournament appearance. But they've been able again to hold their own, and after only being down a goal, they've come out here, and one of their few chances here in the second half, Jamie Schnuck able to beat to the backside Leah Marker. And again, doing so with a roster that only has 15 players coming in. Totally in the first half, they had games this season where they had a tough time even having 11 out there to wrap up a game because of whatever the case may be, injuries or you name it. Maybe ending the game with 10 here and there, but adding a couple of bodies in time for the postseason, just to have some bodies out there, even those that are not used to playing the game of soccer. And back up to 15, and right now you look over at that bench of about 3, maybe a fourth that is sneaking beyond 3 that are standing up as potential reserves, and yet even battling the heat that they battled on Saturday, able to get the job done. Porter sneaking through. That was off the foot of Swafford. Kahn was able to get through, and then as Swafford was making a move to the left, just did get a cleat on it to redirect it and take away send an opportunity for the Zephyrs. Schnuck. And she is guilty of the foul for undercutting the Zephyr player on that outside here in the 58th minute. And that again, cutting in on Cassie Lonzak. Been a fun battle to watch throughout between those two. And I mentioned Lonzak typically matches up with the opposition's top scorer. In this case, drawing the assignment and trying to match Jamie Schnuck stride for stride. And we told has done a pretty good job. Put the clampers on for a good majority of this game. Out of play by Mary Hurt as the Zephyrs go back to the bench. As Paige Creek will get a breather. So the sophomore will head back toward that bench that's again being patrolled by Gary Kruger. Over 12 years at the helm, and he has again been able to turn this program into a regular here at the state tournament. And the lone exception over the last 8 years was last season. Otherwise, they were last year in 2010. And last qualified for the championship game in 2009 when they finished as a runner-up in a 3-0 loss against Kettle Moraine Lutheran. That was a Zephyrs team that year that had 26 victories, 1 defeat, and 1 tie. Holder. And now Elena Schultz kicking it right to Brianna Steyer. Now off the right-footed attack by Razutek. Unable to bring it in, and it's going to be Elena Schultz. Throw it in after both teams make a couple of changes to their 11. Stay tuned. Coming up at 11 a.m., approximately 11 a.m., it's Division III semifinal number 2 as the Oostburg Lady Dutch in their first state tournament appearance, taking on the Hawks from the Prairie School. At Oostburg, you want to talk about a Cinderella story, there may be your Cinderella in Division III. Squad that comes in after finishing middle of the pack in the Central Lakeshore Conference, a number 4 seed, and pull off a couple of upsets, including Howard's Grove in a sectional semifinal. They were favored out of that sectional. Lady Dutch in their first appearance against the Prairie School, they may be favored on the Division III side. 16 victories, 3 defeats, and a tie, finishing number 4 in the final D3 state rankings. Them and the Zephyrs coming in on paper with the experience advantage. Kellner. And again, coming out defensively, you had Laney Fickow. Cutting in is Gabrielle Simons. They have snuck upfield. She gets the pass. But again, great anticipation by Cassie Lonzak. Porter, stepping in front was Razutek. And again, the Zephyrs will play it back, eluding some of that oncoming pressure. A long run being made by Simons. Having to hurry that kick. It's sent out of play. Steyer. And now Schnuck. Razutek. Butke stepping in front with Ellen Tyler. Tyler off the half circle route, trying to go right back towards Schnuck. One touch feed, scooted downfield by Kelly Kahn, only to be sent back onto the attacking end thanks to Mary Kirk. Schnuck. In the 62nd minute, nice find. Simons. It skipped over a cleat. Boy, Simons been able to corral that pass on in. And the angle straight on against Leah Marker. So Mary Kirk on the Lightning throw-in. Hayward. Some great adjustments have been made here by the Lightning here in the second half as they put some pressure on this Zephyrs defense. But now here's the speed of Kahn. Looking to walk it in. Kahn giving the Zephyrs a 2-1 lead. As Kelly Kahn, in front of the defense, Eleni Fickow, able to walk it in after Kelly Swafford came out. And Kahn, her second goal of the game. 61-55, the time of the goal. And for Kelly Kahn, playoff goal number 6, overall goal number 41. 61-55, as Kelly Kahn giving the Zephyrs a 2-1 advantage. It was now their 105th goal on the year. That tops among the Division III field. Tovar. Most of the play has been with the Lightning as of late, but Zephyrs able to take advantage on the ball that fucked it downfield, allowing Kahn to use her speed. And now the Zephyrs again will try to open up that field. They're looking for Molly Britt instead of Abby Carlson. Ellen Tyler, Schnuck, trying to go back to Tyler, but here is Mary Porter. Fickow. It's going to be Fickow again. Passing it right to Kellner. Trying to again find the foot of Kahn. Ball's going to be kicked out. Defense will set up for the Lightning. It was sent out by Brianna Steyer. Much deserved breather now for Mary Porter as she makes her way to the Zephyr bench. And Lee McGurk back out there. Upfield by Margaret Tovar, but taken away again for the Zephyrs thanks to Kellner. That got by Britt in front. And now Hayward on the outside in a foot race with McGurk. And she'll throw it in for the Zephyrs. 65th minute again. St. Mary's Central going to the bench area.
2, Megan Spalding replacing 3, Molly Britt.
Mentioned coming up after this, we have Oostburg and the Prairie School. Then we turn our attention to Division II coming up at 1 p.m. Yeah, Green Bay Notre Dame, a very young team that got off to a struggle, but here in the postseason, everything's been coming together. A team that admits, we've been getting better as the season's gone on. Early on, it wasn't necessarily pretty. They've been playing real well lately. Well enough to qualify again for the state tournament after being a runner-up in Division II. They lost 11 seniors from that team that was a runner-up finisher a year ago. The Tritons had 14 victories, 10 defeats a couple of times, taking out Mount Horeb. They're at state for the first time. Their boys team, they've been at state a couple of times, including this past fall, bringing home the Division II Boys State Soccer Championship. The Vikings in the springtime trying to follow suit. The Xavier Hawks at 22-2-3, battling Catholic Memorial. That's been a matchup that we have seen quite a bit here at state, at least the fourth time now that the two teams will meet at the state tournament. A couple of times to determine a state champion, but this time in a semifinal matchup, you have Catholic Memorial, 19 victories, 4 defeats, 3 tied, number 1 team in the final Division II state rankings. And tonight, our attention swifting back to Division I, a couple of semis which will include Kenosha Tremper against De Pere at 6, and then Madison West against Grafton in the battle of 2 number 6 seeds out of their respective sectionals, going at it at 8 p.m. with a trip to the Division I championship game to be played tomorrow at 2 p.m. Porter back in, McGurk back out. Tovar, Razutek, and now Carlson. Off the heel of Hannah Razutek. Wasn't expecting it. Turned around some time after that one, deflected off her heel, and the Zephyrs able to take it away. Ahead to Porter. Too far ahead for Kelly Kahn. Now Kelly Swafford with the Zephyr attack, retreating downfield. Porter. Oncoming is Razutek. She'll give way to Carlson. Now looking for the through ball, but again, speed of the pass off that turf. Too far ahead for Hannah Razutek. For a Lightning team, again, that likes to use those short passes. That's their plan of attack and has been their plan of attack during this stretch of success. Short passes to work downfield and ultimately set up the scoring opportunity. Team that came in with 10 postseason goals in their first 3 playoff games, including back-to-back 4-goal performances against Lomira and Aquinas. Change here with Schnuck getting a breather. And replaced by Danielle Sales. And now Tovar. And off Ellen Tyler. Sales. And now Razutek. This in all likelihood here in the 68th, soon to be 69th minute will be a quick breather for Jamie Schnuck. And she's been battling that sore knee and giving off a couple minutes here and there in each half over the last couple of postseason games. That's kind of been the plan of attack for Jeremy Hedrick. As the Zephyrs will send off Megan Spalding. Paige Creek back on this wing. Thrown here for Paige Creek. Also give way as a new sack ball is found and thrown in by Megan Kellner. Kelly Kahn on the outside against Brianna Steyer. Will send it across. Unable to turn around in time to get a shot off with Elena Schultz. Out it comes to Porter. She got tied up with Ellen Tyler. It was going to be Porter guilty of the foul. Inside of 11 minutes left here in half number 2. Early on, the Lightning able to tie the game up. A minute 59 out of halftime thanks to Jamie Schnuck. But Zephyrs back in front now thanks to Kelly Connor, second goal of this game. 41st of the season, 41 out of the team's 105. That belonged to the junior. Razutek to Carlson. Carlson back out. Tyler. And unable to save it as Mary Porter. Porter, though, a real nice player to have in that midfield. And we've already seen a few times for the Zephyrs on their attack. Ball going through Mary Porter. Strong leg strength. Been able to hook up downfield with Kelly Kahn and Megan Kellner. But again, certainly from a size standpoint, one of the taller players out there for the Zephyrs. Throwing for Margaret Tovar. And again sent out. Tovar this time goes toward Ellen Tyler. Here's Porter. Waiting back for the Lightning is Lainey Fickow. Over with Danielle Sales. Taken right off the facial area by Breck Hayward. And now off the left cleat with Jenna Thielen. And sent upfield, but there you have Brianna Steyer. Steyer trying to slow down Kelly Kahn. Ball will be set up in the corner for the Zephyrs. And that ball going to be set up, looks like by Mary Porter. So here's that leg strength on display for the senior midfielder. A goal scorer 2 years ago at state. But an assist. Knocked on down low, trying to find Elena Schultz, the closest Zephyr, as ball is sent back out, was snuck back into the lineup for the Lightning. She is back out there after, again, a very quick breather here in this second half. Right now, she is the lone Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School goal scorer. Tyler trying to stand tall against Molly Britt. And now with Tovar. Nice feed up the wing. The connection with Razutek. Able to control it. Upfield with Danielle Sales. Now she's being slowed up by Aaron Butkey. That's going to fly out. We're down to 8 minutes left here in half number 2. Another throw in again for the Lightning. They came out able to tie the game in the second half, but the Zephyrs, about 20 minutes later, 4 seconds less than 20 minutes later, able to take the lead. Tovar able to get around Paige Creek. Give the Lightning credit, they have not looked at all intimidated by this Zephyrs team. Maybe came out a little bit on the slow end, even in the second half, maybe in the first minute or two, but ever since getting that second goal, they've been able to go right back at this Zephyr defense and Leah Marker. Sent across by Britt. Now for the Lightning, they have Hannah Razutek. Razutek able to take it away. Getting right back there defensively is Megan Kellner. Ball will stay in and played by Porter. Tapped out by Ellen Tyler. Inside of 7 minutes left here in half number 2. Getting knocked down was Paige Creek, but right there was Kelly Kahn. Back her up on the takeaway now. Hayward has Schnuck upfield. That's the route they go, but it was kicked behind Schnuck and got turned around. Schnuck though moving in. Out of the box, way out of the box now is Leah Marker. Schnuck turning, shooting. This game tied at 2. Jamie Schnuck able to score again after Marker came out, got a right hand on it. Schnuck then able to turn and then blasted it behind. Marker able to lay out, but having a tough time scurrying back into positioning after she came way out to bat it. And Jamie Schnuck able to send it in to tie the game at 2 in the 74th minute. Molly Britt, goal kick for the Lightning. Boy, again, that was sent up by Breck Hayward. And able to find Jamie Schnuck before she could really blast it again. He had Leah Marker, the junior, coming off her line, batted it down, but it came right back toward Schnuck, who was able to turn, get enough on it to send it behind Leah Marker, who was still scrambling to get anywhere close to being in position. Never had a chance. Brazutek on the through ball for Carlson. 75th minute, tied at 2. Another well-played game to start our day. We saw one of these yesterday, too, to open up the state tournament. That was a 3-3 draw. Porter. Zephyr, they open up a 1-goal lead, not even 4 minutes on in. Able to take a 2-1 lead in the 62nd minute. Both times the Lightning have been able to come back to find the equalizer. Change for St. Mary's Central. As Porter will throw it in. Into Kahn, and now kicked away from Britt. In front, little hesitation, but Fickow taking charge. Gonna go outside with Jamie Schnuck. Schnuck trying to get around Jenna Thielen. That's out. As we approach 4 minutes left in regulation. Tied at 2. Right to Ellen Tyler, but now Jenna Thielen. That's rolling out after coming over was Mary Hurt. Hurt's going to throw it in. I'll give way now with Ellen Tyler. Downfield along with Schnuck. Porter. Now Kahn right back and take it away. Brazutek taken right back by Porter. Schultz. Off of Steyer. Over the head of Brazutek. Brazutek able to knock it down. Off the miss by Elena Schultz. She'll pick up the loose ball, throw it in here in the 77th minute. Upfield it goes toward Molly Britt. Losing the shoe in the process. Ball rolling out of play as Molly Britt lost her right cleat. Corner kick here for Porter. And again, one of the nice targets here is Jenna Thielen. She sports the lime green cleats. Well, the taller players out there for the Zephyrs. They go over her route. She was the closest on the attack. Schnuck was there defensively. That is swung wide by Haley Thielen, who was moved up. 78th minute, tied at 2. D3 state semifinal, first of 6 here on Semifinal Friday. Margaret Tovar on the goal kick. And that is bent out of play, trying to find Brazutek. Elena Schultz, both teams making changes to their lineup. Now inside of 2 minutes.
Megan Kellner replacing 17 Shannon Holder. Into the Lightning lineup, 28 draft Gabrielle Simon.
Simon's back into the Lightning lineup as the ball is sent out. Tovar will hand it off to Mary Kirk for the throw-in. A minute 40 to go. Elena Schultz. And now Tovar. That came up on Jenna Thielen. Simons. Bunky's got the angle. Downfield trying to find Kahn on the outside. It was headed away by Fickow. Porter tried to wind up, but was blocked by Margaret Tovar. That's lifted by Schultz. Headed back out toward Carlson. Jenna Thielen. We approach a minute left. That's going to deflect into the corner and out. Throwing here for the Zephyrs. Again sent out by Razutek. Zephyrs throwing with 40 seconds to go in regulation. Again, it's sent out of play by Brianna Steyer. Lonzak. Now Lonzak. Again, headed back out. St. Mary's Central off the right cleat with Paige Creek. On by Creek. Throwing here for Margaret Tovar. Final 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
That will be all she will right here in regulation.
1, 0.
So in case it wasn't enough soccer on semifinal Friday, we get bonus in this D3 state semifinal. Game tied at 2 in this D3 semifinal between St. Mary's Central and Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School Co-op on Fox Sports Wisconsin. On overtime here in Game 1 of 6 here on semifinal Friday. Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School in their first ever appearance out of the Midwest Classic Conference North Division, battling the Pac-12 Conference's St. Mary Central Zephyrs. They're back at state for the 7th time, all within the last 8 years, including one stretch that would see them qualify for state for 6 consecutive years. Again, the winner of this game plays the winner of our second game, which is slated to start in 15 minutes, although, again, based on the outcome of this one, will be pushed back slightly. That featuring Oostburg against the Prairie School. The Lightning, they've been playing from behind throughout. In the all-white against the Zephyrs in the Columbia blue. Jamie Schnuck has scored both goals for the Lightning, and then Kelly Kahn, she has scored both for the Zephyrs. St. Mary's Central with the throw-in. And tripped up Paige Creek. Had a play on. Throw-in goes over to Mary Porter. That's sent across for Kahn. Kahn trying to end it. Kahn! That's denied by the defense, sent back out. Looking for her third tally of the game. Defense able to close in. Take away a straight-on shot. Defensively, it was Lainey Fickow. Zephyr corner kick with Megan Kellner. A minute into the first overtime. That was off the head of Mary Kirk. That swung downfield and played off up, batted down by Kelly Swafford. Leg strength being shown by Haley Thielen, who will drop back defensively. And now Swafford is bouncing out. Zephyrs keep it on their attacking end. Throwing here with Molly Britt. That will hop in front of Hannah Razutek. And now with Razutek sending it across midfield, Schnuck getting a piece of it. Abby Carlson lost her footing, falling on top of the ball, but able to get back up and recover, battling against Lonzak. Carlson moving in. Carlson getting one off, but marker there. No rebound possibility despite Jamie Schnuck in front. Man on the outside again with Margaret Tovar. Just over a couple minutes gone by. We were in the first overtime. Kellner trying to run it down, but cannot. Continuing coverage here, the 30th annual WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament from Time Warner Cable Stadium with Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. Check-in throughout the day will be on for, well, when the day started, at least 13 hours. Already in our first game, we got bonus. Ahead to Schnuck. Schnuck trying to end it. Schnuck for the hat trick and the win. An upset special as Lake Country Lutheran University Lake School, the number 2 team in the final D3 state rankings, eliminating number 1. Jamie Schnuck, a hat-trick performance. 3 minutes, 8 seconds into overtime. And the Lightning quick with their state semifinal victory. Their 4th consecutive win. They've now won 12 of their last 13. Improved to 20-2, and in their maiden voyage, they will continue to sail on to the championship game and will face the winner of Oostburg, the Prairie School. St. Mary's Central for the 5th time in 7 state tournament appearances, one and done, as the Zephyrs season coming to a close at 22-2-2. This their first loss since Game 3 of the season. Jamie Schnuck, a hat-trick performance, able to break free and send it over the left shoulder of Leah Marker. And the Lightning are moving on to the D3 state championship game to be played at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Stay tuned. Coming up in about 10 minutes or so, it is our second D3 semifinal, Oostburg and the Prairie School. What a way to start our semifinal Friday with an upset as number 2 beats number 1 in the final D3 state rankings. And the Lightning are moving on to the championship 3-2 in overtime. You've been watching continuing coverage of the 30th annual WIAA Girls State Soccer Tournament. On behalf of our entire crew, Matt Mendel saying so long for now. We'll be back in about 10 minutes as we continue from Time Warner Cable Stadium, Uihlein Soccer Park in Milwaukee. You're on Fox Sports, Wisconsin.